What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Beasley. Hope y'all are staying all cool and productive and motivated out of there. Today, I want to talk to you guys about what's been on everybody's tongue, and this is the whole Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B collab, WAP. Now, in my opinion, when I first heard about the collab, I was a little excited, yet a little kind of skeptical. Didn't really know what to expect. So then last Friday, basically 2 days ago, this song came out. And honestly, y'all, when I first heard the song, I'm not even gonna lie, I thought it was borderline mediocre. Like, to be honest, two talented girls linking up, I kind of expected something a little bit more. Like, the song by itself it kind of reminds me of when Cardi B's debut album came out. She had this one song, Be Careful With Me, and that was like one of the first, or basically the second single that she put out. And it was like a sleeper hit. Like, the song first came out and everybody trashed it. Like, everybody thought the song was just mediocre. Like, it didn't sound good at all. But then as you listen to it more and more, like, well, at least for me, as I listened to it more and more, I fell in love with the song. And it was almost like they put a little MK Ultra on the beat or something. Like, they put something in the beat to where it kind of hypnotized you into liking it. And that's what I feel like this WAP song is going to be. But the video, however, the video really drives and really like makes up for the song. Like, aesthetically, I would give the video a 10 out of 10. The song, I would probably give a 5.5, maybe a 6 out of 10. But the video, the concept of the video is something that really bothered me, and I'm kind of going to dive into that a little bit later. But overall, the video was just beautiful, from the costume design, the hair, the makeup. I love the fact that the rap girls are starting to do choreography now. Now, I will say, not to compare the two, I will say that the beat kind of suited Megan Thee Stallion's rap style a little bit more. Like, she was able to really attack the beat and rap like really, really fast on it and kind of drive some energy into it. Cardi B did good, but it was kind of like, she kind of took a more like seductive approach, especially in her first verse when rapping on this song. But overall, the ladies did good. Like, the song is not a terrible, it's not a bad song by any means, but by itself, when you don't look at the video, it is just, it's just alright. Now, I will say one thing that a lot of people had a problem with being in the video is that of Kylie Jenner. Now, Kylie Jenner, like, I honestly, in my opinion, I was like a lot of other people, I'm like, why is she here? Like, you could have got somebody else like Saweetie or Lil' Kim to play her role. And I understand why they chose her, because whether you guys want to give Kylie the credit or not, she is the younger generation's version of Kim Kardashian. Like every single year, like every 10 years or so, we have the one girl that is the it girl socialite. Like, a few years ago, it was before Paris Hilton, it was Anna Nicole, then Paris Hilton, then Kim Kardashian, and now it's going to be Kylie Jenner. Like, Kim is holding in there, but Kylie Jenner is going to be the one that takes over. And even though I'm not really a big fan of the Kardashians, I will say, Kylie Jenner, girl, that was money well spent. Like, she is completely plastic, but she got the right amount of work done in the right places. Like, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Like, the bitch looks good. But the problem I have with her being in the video is that all the other girls that were featured in the video, like Normani, Sukihana, Mulatto, Rosalia, and some other girl, I forgot her name, but they were kind of seen as the hoes. Like, they were seen as like the prostitutes, whereas Kylie was really like the madam walking around. It's like, you have the white girl being the madam with all these black girls. It kind of gave me a throwback to that one picture that Khloe Kardashian had when she had Malika Hawk, Megan Good, and the Khadijah and Megan Good's sister on a leash, and she was their pimp. That's what that kind of reminded me of. I mean, that's just me. But I will say, like, with the video, like, it was on point. It really drove the song home. But I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for saying this, and let me cover my bases. By no means is it a responsibility for Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B to be role models. And I, for one, am very, very, like, I am a champion of women owning their bodies, owning their sexuality, and really just being them and living their authentic truth and being their authentic self. But at the same time, y'all, I'm kind of disgusted and kind of like worried that we have really normalized hoism. Like, being a hoe these days is like a regular 9-to-5 job at this point, and it's really going to be even more normalized in the next 10 years. Now, I mean, granted, you guys can like take a shot at my childhood. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. Like, I was raised off of Lil' Kim, Trick, Trina, and BET Uncut. I was watching Flavor of Love at the age of 11, 12 years old. Like, there was a handful of adult content that I indulged in at a very, very young age that I shouldn't have. But at the same time, I feel like my generation in the 90s didn't have the same sense of self-awareness that these kids do today. Like, whether you want to admit it or not, kids today are a lot smarter, and they know better than we did in the 90s. Like, they're exposed to a lot of information via their little tablets and phones, and they can look up literally anything and everything. Like, in the 90s, we didn't have that. Like, we kind of just had to just live off of trial and error. Like, we just had to just figure stuff out as we discovered it. Whereas these kids, they can research anything. And then on top of that, like, I mean, even like going back to the fact that like a year ago, the City Girls were nominated for a Kids' Choice Award. So it just really like drives home the fact that, yes, they're not role models, but whether they're like they didn't sign up to be role models, but whether they like it or not, they are. Like, these little kids love Cardi B, they love Megan Thee Stallion, and I gotta keep it real. Like, even though their lyrics, like, I'm champion of women owning their sexuality, because it's like a conflict with me, but at the same time, it's like these kids are really indulging in this content and really like taking it to like a science. Like, okay, this is the way to live, like, this is the way to be. And it's going to be interesting to see in the next 5 to 10 years, like, where the generation of kids that are probably like 6 years old today listening to the music are going to be and act like when they get to like my age or around the age of 21, 25. Like, I just want, like, the song is cute, and then on top of that, we have a lot of male rappers doing the same thing, so who am I to judge? But at the same time, like, I'm getting tired of hoe culture, y'all. Like, it's just been so normalized, from people doing porn to like all these celebrities running to OnlyFans. Like, these celebrities are like part-time porn stars now at this point. And nobody really bats an eye about it. Nobody really has an issue with it. And I know I'm probably running on a little tangent, but that's kind of like the issue I have with the song. Because it's just like, okay, here we go again. Like, even though it's on brand with the music we hear today, but it's just like, can we class it up just a little bit, y'all? Like, trust, like, me, I love sex. Sexual content is cool. But it's just like, sexual content is like everywhere now. Like, it's just, everything is just so vulgar now. And maybe I am more sensitive to all this because I'm like an older adult now, and it didn't really affect me until now. I'm looking at like little kids, like my little nieces and nephews, and I'm like, what kind of content are they indulging on a daily basis? Like, how do they act when they're at school away from us, you know? Like, that's just what I think of these days. And like, call me a prude if you want, it is what it is. But like, hoism has been normalized, and it's getting really old, and I'm getting tired of it. But overall, the song, I feel like, is going to be a sleeper hit. I don't think it's really hot right now, but like, the more people play it and play it and play it, and the more we like hear it in rotation. I mean, I don't even know if they're going to play it on the radio. I don't listen to the radio, so if they do play it on the radio, let me know. I heard the clean version is absolute trash, to be honest, but the song is going to do well. I think it's the #1 song in the world. I mean, you can even ask Siri. She'll start playing it for you. But those are my overall views on it. Like, the video, I would give it a 9 out of 10. Song, 6 out of 10. But overall, like, y'all, we need to do something about like the way these kids are indulging themselves into the media, basically. Like, the media is kind of like forming their opinions and views on the world, and it's kind of telling them what to do. And it's just something I'm getting a little worried about. But those are my views on WAP. I think it was a great first song for Cardi B to come back at. And I love the fact that Megan Thee Stallion is just like raking up these collaborations. And I like the fact that all of these girls are really coming together and being represented. Like, this is the most female rappers we've ever had in a very long time. And I love to see the unity. And also, like, before I go, I forgot to speak about my fave, Normani. I loved her part in the video. I love that she's there. But at the same time, like, it may just be me. I feel like this video was just a little off-brand for her. Like, I just feel like Normani's supposed to be, like, the quote-unquote, like, the classy girl. Like, basically baby Beyonce. Like, that's who she's supposed to be. And I just feel like this video wasn't really... It wasn't really on par with her brand, in my opinion. But, you know, she needs to be seen out there because her team just isn't really doing shit with her at this point. But those are my views on WAP. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will come at you guys with some more content.